Good evening and welcome to USA Weekly News Plus. We're here to bring you a look ahead at the stories that are likely to dominate the headlines in the coming week. From the heated campaign trail to global health concerns, from the latest tech innovations to the potential for labor unrest. It's a lot to cover, but we'll break it down for you, examining the key players, the potential impact on your lives, and the questions that remain unanswered. We'll also be looking at the stories behind the stories, the human toll of these events, and the voices that often go unheard. So buckle up and get ready for a deep dive into the week ahead. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button and click the notification bell so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos. The first presidential debate is always a pivotal moment in the campaign season. The candidates faced off in a flurry of attacks and counterattacks, each vying for the support of undecided voters. Now, the spin rooms have emptied and the real work begins. Pollsters are working overtime to gauge the impact of the debate. Did one candidate land a knockout blow, or was it a draw in the eyes of voters? We'll be tracking those poll numbers closely. How are the campaigns adjusting their strategies in response to the debate's fallout? Will they double down on themes that resonated with their base, or address concerns of swing voters? And what about those undecided voters who often hold the key to victory? We'll be talking to voters across the country to get their reactions. It's a tight race, and every vote counts. As the leaves begin to turn and we trade our summer wardrobes for sweaters and jackets, another seasonal change is upon us, the start of flu season. But this year, flu season is compounded by new COVID-19 variants. Health officials are closely monitoring these variants, which could spread rapidly and evade immunity. The big question is whether these variants will lead to a surge in cases, especially as we head into winter. Vaccine manufacturers are racing to update their vaccines, but it remains to be seen how effective they will be. Governments are grappling with how to respond to this evolving threat. Some countries are considering reimposing mask mandates while others urge people to get vaccinated and boosted. The next few weeks will be critical in determining the virus's trajectory. We'll be following these developments closely to keep you informed. Get ready for a tech overload. The countdown is on for the highly anticipated product launches from some of the biggest names in the tech industry. Apple and Google are expected to unveil their latest and greatest devices. From sleek new smartphones with cutting-edge cameras to wearable technology that tracks everything from sleep patterns to stress levels. AI is playing an increasingly prominent role in our lives. AI-powered features promise to make our lives easier and more efficient, but they also raise important questions about privacy and data security. These are just some of the questions we'll be exploring this week. Chapter 4, UAW strike looms. Will auto workers walk off the job? The American auto industry faces a potential crisis as negotiations between the United Auto Workers Union and the Big Three automakers reach a critical juncture. Thousands of auto workers are prepared to walk off the job if their demands for better wages, benefits, and job security are not met. The stakes are high for both sides. A strike would halt production amid supply chain issues and a global chip shortage. The ripple effects would impact dealerships, consumers, and the broader economy. Chapter 5. Ukraine. War. A search for peace amidst escalating tensions. The war in Ukraine grinds on, a stark reminder of the human cost of conflict. The international community grapples with how to end the bloodshed and find peace. Diplomatic efforts intensify, hoping to broker a ceasefire. Meanwhile, Ukrainian forces battle to defend their territory. We'll monitor the situation and provide the latest developments. Chapter 6. Climate protests erupt as activists demand action. The Global Climate Summit may be over, but the fight for climate action continues. Activists are taking to the streets demanding concrete steps to address the climate crisis. From rallies to civil disobedience, these protests aim to disrupt and pressure those in power. We'll follow these protests, bringing you voices from the front lines. We'll examine the tactics used by activists and responses from law enforcement. The fight for our planet's future is one of the most pressing issues of our time. Chapter 7. The future of healthcare. AI and robotics take center stage. The worlds of medicine and technology are colliding, and the future of healthcare is being reshaped before our very eyes. This week, we'll be taking a closer look at the rapidly evolving field of medical technology, where artificial intelligence and robotics are playing an increasingly prominent role. From robot-assisted surgeries that offer greater precision and faster recovery times, to AI-powered diagnostic tools that can detect diseases at their earliest stages, these technological advancements have the potential to revolutionize healthcare as we know it. But along with the promise of these cutting-edge technologies come important ethical considerations. How do we ensure that these technologies are used responsibly and equitably? What are the implications for patient privacy and data security? And how do we prepare for the potential displacement of healthcare workers as these technologies become more sophisticated? These are just some of the complex questions we'll be grappling with as we explore the frontiers of medical technology and the potential impact on the future of healthcare. Chapter 8. Sports Update, MLB Playoff, Chase Heats Up, NFL Surprises. It's a great time to be a sports fan, with the MLB playoff race heating up and the NFL season in full swing. In baseball, teams are battling for those coveted playoff spots. Who are the underdogs that could pull off an upset? Meanwhile, in the NFL, early season surprises have shaken up the league. And of course, no sports update would be complete without a look at the race for the MVP award. Stay tuned to find out. Chapter 9. The Techlash continues, antitrust trials, and the future of big tech. The tech giants that have become synonymous with innovation and disruption are now facing intense scrutiny from regulators and lawmakers around the world. Antitrust trials targeting companies like Google and Amazon are raising fundamental questions about the power and influence of these tech behemoths. At the heart of these trials are allegations of anti-competitive practices, data monopolies, and consumer privacy violations. Critics argue that these companies have grown too big and too powerful, stifling competition and harming consumers in the process. The outcomes of these trials could have far-reaching consequences for the tech industry, potentially leading to stricter regulations, breakups of companies, or changes to the way these platforms operate. We'll be following these trials closely, analyzing the arguments being made, the evidence presented, and the potential impact on the future of these tech giants and the industry as a whole. Chapter 10. Interest rate decision looms. What's next for the economy? The economic news can feel like a roller coaster ride these days, with inflation remaining stubbornly high while other indicators point to a slowing economy. All eyes will be on the Federal Reserve this week as it meets to decide whether to raise interest rates once again. The Fed is walking a tightrope, trying to tame inflation without tipping the economy into a recession. A rate hike could help to cool down inflation, but it could also slow economic growth and potentially lead to job losses. The Fed's decision will have ripple effects throughout the economy, impacting everything from mortgage rates and borrowing costs to consumer spending and business investment. We'll be breaking down the Fed's decision, analyzing what it means for your wallet, and speaking with economists about the potential implications for the economy in the months ahead. Outro. Thanks for watching USA Weekly News Plus. That's it for our look ahead at the week's top news stories. We'll be covering these stories and more in depth throughout the week, so be sure to check back for the latest updates and analysis. And don't forget to let us know what you think in the comments section below. What stories are you most interested in? What questions do you have? We value your feedback and want to hear from you. Thanks for watching USA Weekly News Plus. Remember to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more in-depth news coverage.